I would say there's more than one secret sauce, but one definitely is communication. I think communication is key, that we talk to each other, and I think our children will tell you that we never argue. In almost 65 years now, we've never had an argument. Our philosophy is that we disagree on some things, but we discuss those things. We don't argue, we don't raise our voice at each other, which I think is important, because when you start to raise your voice, then you start getting feelings involved in your conversation, and that messes with your marriage. So communication is key. And I think also keeping romance in your marriage is very important. You know, we forget that sometimes. We get married and we have a honeymoon, and then things are great, and after a few years we have kids, and then things start getting tough, and we start forgetting who we're married to. We put our attention to our kids. I think it's important that you focus on each other, no matter how many kids you have, how much time they take from you, that you focus on each other. So she's my special person. My 100% job is to keep her happy, make her happy, and do things for her. And her 100% job is to keep me happy and keep romance in our life, because that's what brought us together, and that's what keeps us together. It's very important that we continue to have some romantic moments in our life.
I really cannot say there is anything that I do not love about Bob. He's just been my soulmate since the day I met him. In fact, the day after I met him, I told my girlfriend that I met this guy last night and I was going to marry him. I don't know, something just clicked. God was right there all the way. And he's just a dream come true, I think, for any woman, you know. But we depend on each other so much that I think that really makes a difference. And we just love God, we love each other, we love our kids, and our kids know that their dad came before any of them.
Yeah, well, I think the key, one of the big keys, and men especially are bad at this, and I've counseled with a number of men over the years, that keeping romance in your marriage, I think it's vital that wives respect their husbands. So we have to maintain ourselves in a way that we're respectable and that they can respect us, but they need to show us that they respect us. And I think it's necessary for men to show their love, not that I told you I loved you 25 years ago and I haven't changed my mind yet. We have to show our love to them romantically throughout our marriage, and I think that's key, because that's the way we courted them and we got them, and we married them. And if we just drop all the things that worked when we were actually courting them, then we get in trouble, I think, and we forget who we have as our mate. So it's important that we continue to keep romance in our marriage. Well, we've done a lot of things together. We've traveled together a lot. Of course, we had 4 children together. Looking back, it was very different from the way it is now. So we kind of took things for granted a lot back then. The things that are celebrated now, like when pregnancy is celebrated so much, back then it wasn't. It was celebrated in a way, but it was very quiet. Now it's very vocal and very out in social media and so on, and an exciting type thing. People have parties about it. None of that went on back then. So life went on pretty general back then, I think. And but I think the thing that to me has always stood out is, irregardless of who who I was or who I thought I was, and a lot of times it was the latter, who I thought I was, whether it was in personal life or in business life or in church or whatever. Sandy always stuck by me, and I did some stupid things at times, you know, but she always made me feel like that she was there with me and it was okay. I can look back at those times, and I'm really thankful for those, because there's a lot of times that I made decisions that caused hardships for both of us, and she was there all the time, pulling her weight, and a lot of times doing more than pulling her weight, but backing me up in whatever I did. But not really a story of anything, but it is kind of the way we lived our life, and what I look back at and appreciate.
And I wouldn't take anything for the years that Bob and I worked together in a business, but I always do, because of all the other employees, he was the boss. And I did not take a position of a secretary, as a supervisor, because that meant we couldn't spend time together. If he was out of the office, and I could be with him if I was the supervisor. So it wasn't until I actually became manager when he had his heart attack when he was 47, and he stepped out of the picture that I had another supervisor underneath me to where we still could be together, and that was my life. That was very important to me. I can't say any more other than I just love him to pieces. So.